Stephen King, Arthur Conan Doyle, Michael McDowell, George Romero. Now, these four masters of everlasting horror bring to the screen four tales of overwhelming terror.
Well, that just about takes care of that, doesn't it?
Come, live the nightmare of your choice. Tales from the Dark.
Hi, I'm Amy, and welcome to Amy Loves Bat. Fuck that. The whole thing. Fuck that whole intro. Why is it so easy the rest of the time? And today I can't fucking do it.
You cannot intro, I feel.
I totally can intro. It's just at the moment I'm having issues.
Okay.
Alright.
Just turn like this.
Hi, I'm Amy, and welcome to Amy Loves Bad Movies.
You're not Amy.
I'm Amy.
There's Amy. And I'm Josh, unwilling victim. So what are we watching tonight?
We are watching
A bad
Tales from the Darkside.
Oh boy.
And I guess according to Rotten Tomatoes, it is a bad movie, but I still enjoy it. Yeah, Tales from the Darkside was basically a project between George A. Romero and one of the guys who works with George A. Romero a lot, McDowell. What is his name? Michael McDowell, I think.
And Sir Arthur Conan Doyle also helped with the film.
Well, basically these two guys, George A. Romero and, yep, I was right, Michael McDowell. They both adapted two works, one by Stephen King and one by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one is based on the Japanese yokai sort of spirit thing, Gargoyle thing, turns out to be. And yeah, it's basically just those three stories, bookended by like a sort of Hansel and Gretel type story going on as well.
But apparently it looks like it's a collection of stories.
Yes, it is a collection of stories in the spirit of other anthology movies that had come before it, like Creepshow and Tales from the Crypt and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Is this going to be as charming as those?
I think it has its charms. It can be pretty charming. I haven't seen this since I was a younger kid, so my memories of it are vague. I kind of stumbled on it while researching the Tales from the Crypt stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody brought up Bordello of Blood, and I confused Bordello of Blood for a scene I remember vaguely from this movie while I was having a conversation with one of my friends. So it came up again, and I decided, fuck it, why not? Let's put it on the show. Let's revisit it. Let's see if it is good as, 10 to 13-year-old me thought it was. All right. We're going to go watch the movie now.
She really loves these anthologies of stories and stuff like that, so...
I do.
Wait, before we begin, how much Rotten Tomatoes does this have?
34%?
Anywho,
right.
We're going to watch this movie, and I may be subjected to some horrible...
I think they're okay.
You said you haven't seen this since you were a kid?
No, I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I remember liking it.
I feel some culture shock coming.
Jesus!
So, that was a whole lot of I mean, the stories themselves weren't too bad. They were just kind of like we've seen better recently, and I think that's what hurt it.
If you didn't know the plot of the story, this movie, it has this whole build-up where it's a Hansel and Gretel thing, but with 1,001
Arabian Nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has an Arabian Nights twist.
For some reason, they were just like, lazy, let's just throw in a bunch of storybook cliches. So apparently this lady's keeping a kid in a cell in her kitchen, and
an obvious cell too. You'd think if she had visitors over, they'd be like, "Yeah, what's with the dungeon in your kitchen.
And so basically she's trying to eat the kid, and the kid decides to distract her by reading stories from Tales from the Darkside. So he reads out 3 different stories written by 3 different people.
And there's only 3 stories
The
in
stories
this.
are great, okay, why? The first one is Lot 249?
249. Which is based on the story written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
And this story is our great story. It's written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, like I said. I'm sorry, I'm repeating.
And the actors in this are very charismatic, very memorable.
Yeah. And it's very easy to see like the Sherlockian guy come in and like write all this stuff, and
You can tell that there was a lot of intelligence behind the original story, even though the filter is a little dumb.
I think they translated it okay enough.
You know, except for
To
bits where
American
Christian
stuff.
Slater has Steve Buscemi tied up to a chair and threatens to roast his nuts. Yeah. Hi, Steve.
As soon as Steve showed up, I was like, well, I'm going to pay attention to this story. But as it turns out, he's also ordered a special item that comes packed in a box from museums or something like that, and it's stamped with letters, Lot 249. And as it wouldn't you know it, from the museum, it turns out it's a mummy. And wouldn't you know it, that mummy is going to get up to some shenanigans. And guess what? The mummy just starts going around fucking killing people.
Not just killing them, performing mummifications upon these characters, which
So-
you find out later is for a purpose.
So basically this movie, when was this made?
I'd say this is in the 90s?
80s, early 90s, something
90s,
like that?
yeah,
Because the
90s.
film grain and everything like that.
Let me see. What's the date?
Basically, the movie decides to open with a slasher film. And seeing as the era where this movie was made was pretty popular with Freddy and Jason and that sort of thing, it starts out really well. Because this mummy just basically goes around and fucking fucks up some dudes.
And there's some really decent shots. Like, there's a shot where the mummy's coming up the stairs, one of the other characters is coming down the stairs, and it's one of those stairs where it's stairs here, then there's a platform, and then there's more stairs going down. And you can see them both coming toward camera at the same time, neither one knowing that the other's there. And it was like just a narrow miss, and the shot was great, and it built some decent tension. I mean, not a whole lot of tension, because none of these were scary.
So yeah, there's a quick break where kid's like, no, don't eat me, here's another story. Oh crap, what was the second one?
That's pretty much in between each one. He's like, don't eat me, I've got another story. And even
And-
though she says she's read the book, she gets extremely interested in them.
I know, right? So the second one is, it starts out pretty well. The kid introduces it, and it has a good introduction from the kid, I actually thought. It's about a rich old dude who lives in a mansion, everything like that, and he calls for a dude to come do a specific job for him. And when it starts out, the guy is arriving in a taxi, he goes inside with the rich dude.
It has a very mobster feel to
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Like, it immediately feels like a noir film.
And then he explains to him, it's like, I'm putting out a hit on somebody. And the guy's a hitman. And he goes, okay, what do you want me to, who is it that you want me to kill? And he goes, well, it's right behind you. And he turns around and it's a cat. But yeah, so basically old guy details to him these stories of how everyone that he lived with have died because of this cat. And I love how the mobster guy just kind of looks at him and goes, dude, nobody saw these people die. You could just be making this shit up. And so it's pretty funny, like the hitman's just watching him like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And the cat winds up in his lap and everything like that. And just basically the guy says, don't freaking misinterpret what the cat's gonna do to you. So he just grabs it, tries to strangle it, and cat slips away.
Well, the cat actually
fucking draws
sat
first
in
blood.
his lap first.
Yeah.
Just kind of the cat was being nice to him because he hadn't done anything to cat yet, so he was just like,
So
okay,
he's
cool,
like-
cool human, I'll chill with you for a moment.
So yeah.
But the second the hitman started being a dick and is like, well, I could totally kill him right now if you want, starts putting his hands around his neck, the cat, of course, freaks out and goes, well, fuck, I thought we were cool, man. Fuck you, dude.
Makes us get away. Old man goes, ha ha ha. And oh, by the way, I'm gonna leave you in my mansion for the weekend.
And you have
I'm gonna go
everything you could ever want or need.
Which he repeats like 2 or 3 times, but it's not true.
No,
at
the hitman
all.
goes through and he's like, this is cheap
Like,
ass liquor.
basically, yeah.
There's no food in the fridge. There's no power to turn on the lights. Like,
Yeah. And
what was the point to that? I thought you wanted this guy to be able to kill your cat. You're not going to feed him.
Yeah.
You're not going to have the lights on so he can see the black fucking cat in the house.
So the shenanigans go throughout the night. He's like, I'm going to kill the cat. And then he doesn't kill the cat. And then he gets more and more pissed off.
They literally, how to create the effect of a cat running out of nowhere. Killer Cat-O-Vision. You see from the perspective of the cat, and it's basically just rushed camera shots that go up and down.
Yep.
And scratch his neck and stuff.
Yeah.
And the final straw for him wanting to kill his cat, it's not the money. It's not the initial scratch. No, he gets pissed off because the cat makes him bleed on his $100 shirt.
Well, yeah, he's like, now I got a reason to kill you. And then he just keeps getting more and more irate.
It's actually kind of like a Tom and Jerry cartoon.
Yeah, except it's not funny. At one point, I just love the clock chimes, and he just shoots the clock to death.
Yeah.
What
it's the only
an
thing
asshole.
he manages to hit.
And then the cat just
only thing
pops
he
out of
kills
the
is
clock and be like,
time.
you fool, it was me all along! And then he lunges for the guy, and then just,
Proceeds to climb down the guy's throat.
for no reason.
No, there was a reason. It's just not
like to
revealed
kill
right
him,
away.
I guess. But,
Yeah.
then he just kind of chills out in the stomach, and then this old guy comes back, and the fucking,
And literally the dead hitman is left on the doorstep like a dead mouse or a dead
the cat's
bird
not going to
would
be able to drag his body somewhere.
Well, no, I mean, he killed him right where he
Yeah.
knew the old man would find him immediately
He
coming
just
back
wheels
into the
in,
house.
it's like, well, shit.
And the clock comes back from the dead.
Yeah, the clock comes back. Spring goes boing, and then it's just ding, 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 and the cat climbs out.
And it chimes midnight
And then
again.
he lunges onto the old man's lap, and he goes, ah, and has a heart attack, and his pills scatter everywhere. And there's so much forced bad symbolism. It's one of those Stephen King's you have to believe. I bet if you read the book, it's much better. But
I'm sure it is. And that's actually the thing with a lot of Stephen King films.
I
the
think
books are almost always better.
I
And
think it's-
I include The Shining in this.
yeah, I think
The book is better than the movie.
I think Stephen King's stuff works out when you're reading it because you can have your imagination fill in the blanks.
Mm-hmm.
But when someone directs it, it's like, okay, that's silly. I mean, Maximum Overdrive. Anyway, then he goes into the third movie, and in case you've been keeping your tally, this is the bad movie. Sorry for using this finger for it, but fuck this story. So any goodwill that this movie had from its start to end has just
This is
evaporates
basically
within the first
pacing.
5 minutes of this story.
And it's not bad. At the start, you get like this nice shot of the back of this gargoyle-looking statue that's looking down on this artist, and it's smiling down at this artist, and you get the feel that it feels kind of alive.
No.
And then
For me, it was just like, oh, Gargoyle. I bet that's going to be a focus point for the story. Yeah.
and the story's okay. When it hits rock bottom is right after the action sequence.
I would say it starts at rock bottom and never gets off of there. So, it follows this guy whose name I forget because he's
an artist dude.
He's an artist dude. I'm just going to call
Call
him
him
Art.
artist. Artist dude.
So, you know he's an artist because he's building a suspension bridges out of popsicle sticks. He gets down to the bar, and that's when you actually meet the interesting characters, who are the barman and the barfly, which will go nowhere because they are very, very, very side characters.
Yeah,
You
would think that they would have more to do later on.
Yeah, this.
But they don't.
The guy comes in, the manager's like, listen, you're not selling anything. I can't really manage for you because 10% of nothing's nothing, blah, blah, blah.
He's kind of in a dick
Yeah,
about
so
it. Like he's like, dude, I'm dropping you.
So basically-
I can't afford to be your agent anymore. But he tells the bartender to keep the change on his drink.
Yeah.
So he's not doing too bad if he can throw away money on
he-
a drink.
So basically, the artist goes, oh man, I'm not making money. What should I do? Drink heavily. So he proceeds to drink heavily well into the night until last call. The barman basically starts locking everything up, makes sure he has a
Barfly's
pistol.
gone to sleep on the bar.
Barfly is
He's
passed
gonna
out.
leave him there.
He's like, we'll let him out in the morning.
Yeah.
So they go out to the back. The guy goes, Art goes to take a whiz. Barman is locking up when he hears shugga 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 shugga. So he goes, oh, I'm gonna be, hey, who's out there? And pulls out his gun and everything like that. And then a monster pops out of the thing, lops off his hand. The hand goes flying off to Art, who's just like, whoa, and really pisses himself. And then it claws the barman's face, and then the thing, he sits there and goes, help me, and then that's important, but it's not.
Even though the guy, like, remembers it a couple of times, that one line, it doesn't really have any importance.
No, it doesn't. So he gets decapitated, and then the monster comes over to freak out the Art. And, oh, by the way, this is definitely the Gargoyle, because it looks exactly like the Gargoyle. So the Gargoyle decides to just fucking freak the shit out of Art. He's like, whoa, 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 no help, please.
Yeah, I don't know why the Gargoyle even kills the bar guy at all. Like, I don't understand. Was she, like, trying to cure him of his alcoholism by killing the barman and getting, so he can't go back to that bar anymore? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know.
What the motivation behind this.
You're dead.
Because she didn't exactly eat him.
Yeah.
She just kind of left him there, so... I don't know. I don't know what's up with this Gargoyle.
So, the Gargoyle basically tells Art, alright, I'll let you off if you promise me something. Don't tell anyone you saw me. Don't tell them what I look like. Don't recreate what I look like. Don't repeat what I said. Blah, 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 blah. Basically,
Pretty
don't mention
simple.
me to
Just
in any
talk
form or
about
fashion.
this. Forget this ever happened.
And
like, don't
so he's
mention
like,
it to anyone.
okay. And then the Gargoyle claws him and fucking takes off. And then he goes running out to the street. Then a girl appears. And he grabs a girl and throws her into the wall and says,
Which,
whoa,
by the way,
hey.
it's totally obvious what the connection between the girl and the Gargoyle is. Like, I don't think anybody was surprised when that was revealed later on. Basically, from there, it's they meet, they fall in love, they have kids.
No. It's not just that. It is. Remember when I said the pacing was bad? They jump so much. They basically, he takes her home because, hey, you can call for a taxi from my place. So he takes off his shirt and starts applying alcohol to his wounds. She comes over to help him, and bam, fucking, and. So it's like, okay, that happened. And then he's like, oh, I'm in love with you. Just wait for me, okay? And then he goes out. He goes downstairs to see the barfly get pulled out of the bar. And he's upset because the barman is dead.
And he's having a mental breakdown. Yeah, he's trying to find out.
So Art goes, huh. And goes back upstairs to his apartment. And she's missing. For some reason. Then later on, it turns out, while he's scribbling away, she reappears and basically says, oh, hey, I don't have room right now because blah, 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 blah.
I don't have a place to live because my friend who I was living with, her boyfriend came back and there's no room for me and now I don't have anywhere to live. Can I just live here now?
Yeah, like I said, some tricks.
Big red flag. Big, giant red flag.
So she basically... says, oh, by the way, I have a connection to this really big art dealer over here. He goes, okay, sure, let's see if I can sell. Your first piece sold for $23,000. So we're in the money. Barfly shows up for the last time, just be like, sucks a barman died, didn't it? Yep, all right, see you later. Never again in the story.
You would think, like, they were setting him up to be a real antagonist, and I think that would have been more interesting, the barfly becoming an antagonist. Like,
trying to find out or something like that.
Yeah, and maybe causing him to reveal the truth would have been better than what they actually did.
So...
Yeah.
So she's like, hey, guess what? I'm pregnant. Okay, let's get married. Okay, and then 10 years later... Just 10 years later, still in the nondescript 90s, by the way.
10 years later, and they apparently have had twins because there's 2 kids.
Yep. So the art manager guy who blew him off at the beginning is back, and for some reason or another, there's no point to him being there.
Yeah.
So...
There really is no consequence for a lot of the side characters in the story.
They talk for a bit, and then they just kind of show that, oh, we're a loving family.
Oh, and then you realize that they met on Halloween night because the kids have gone out trick-or-treating.
Oh. Yeah. I couldn't care. Purpose of nothing. Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, let's go move out to the country. And she goes, I don't want to. I have everything. He goes, but you don't. And then he's like, I'm going to tell you the truth of why we met 10 years ago.
It's not shown that he's gone through this thing where now he feels comfortable telling her. No. It just skips to the point where he's comfortable telling her. So it doesn't make sense narratively at all.
So he whips out this Seth MacFarlane, this McFarlane action
Seth
figure
MacFarlane?
thing.
You mean Todd McFarlane?
Shut up. Yes. Todd McFarlane action figure thing of the monster, which is obviously concept rendering for the beast that they had.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to bother to make a second one. And he's like, this thing killed the barman, and then it tried to kill me.
What's weird?
But
it wasn't an exact replica of what she looked like, because
the wings
it
were
had
missing.
no wings.
Yeah.
So I feel like there could have been a loophole where she'd been like, never bring this up again, you forgot the wings, but never bring this up again, or I'm going to have to fucking kill you.
So basically he goes, so yeah, this thing killed the barman, this is what it looks like, this is what it told me, and blah 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 blah.
And then there's a
and then
space
she
of
takes
time.
it and she walks towards the camera. All
No, you know
like,
why? Because she needed to set up for the transformation shot. She couldn't react right away because they had her sitting down. In order for her to transform, she needed to be standing. So the actress holds her reaction until she gets to that spot. And this is nothing against Rae Dawn Chong. She's a lovely actress. That was a bad directing call. Because she takes too long to react and it's terrible.
So she takes a few minutes to just kind of go, and then she whips around, she goes, you promised you wouldn't tell, and dun dun dun, she's a gargoyle, twist, 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 you never saw it coming, twist, 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 twisty, 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 twisty.
Not only is
So
she a
many
gargoyle, but
screws.
her kids are now gargoyles, because that's how that works.
So yeah, so piss poor contract clause for the whole promise thing leads to Art dying and the gargoyle being like, I loved you, and takes its gargoyle children and goes and does gargoyle things on a building.
And then there's one last
Art
shot
manager.
with them on the building
Yeah.
where you just yelled at the movie like, we don't need the last
No,
shot.
we don't need this last shot. I don't care. This is dumb. It goes back to the kid and the witch. The kid starts making up a story on the spot about what's going on at the moment. He basically declares exactly what's going to happen. So he pulls out some marbles from his pocket and goes, and he had some marbles and threw it in front of her. And the witch just goes, what about the marbles? And eye contact with the kid as he's talking and throwing the marbles. And 10 seconds pass as he's still narrating this stuff. And she slips on the marbles and falls back into some pointy things.
Back to this.
So yeah, fuck. So yeah, basically the witch flails around. The kid's still narrating what he's doing, like reaching for keys and that sort of thing. And then he gets out, Hansel Gretel shoves her into the oven, cooks her, then he grabs some cookies, breaks the fourth wall, and goes, don't you love a happy ending? And I'm like, boo.
Anyway,
So-
what I'm planning on showing, would you like to know what I'm showing you next week? As I
Alright,
try and
we
get back
still
in
have
frame.
we still have more of this schlock to go through.
Yeah. So we have one more movie in our movies based on TV shows line of movies that we were doing. And that is the one based on Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks Walk Fire With Me. And it's partially a prequel and partially, I like to call it a postquel because it's not really a sequel, it's more like an epilogue of the original series.
Mm-hmm.
And it was made to go into the theaters and be shown in theaters, so.
So this takes place before the TV show and after the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how I could sit through that and understand anything that's going on.
Trust me, people who have seen the entirety of the series have no idea what's going on. Anyway,
Compared
guys.
to the others that you have shown me so far, how does this rank?
Above existence?
Oh, that's not even a bar.
Anyway, I'll see you next week, guys.
And I'm going to go literally bleach my brain.
My goodness, you really did keep the best one for last, didn't you?